Alright, we need to talk about Call of Duty. So, just like everyone else, I've been playing the MWII beta, right? On PS4 because, yeah. And I I really don't like it. I'm sorry, I really don't fucking like the game. I played 2 games and I uninstalled the game. Before you just hate on me, let me explain myself. So I get that some people like the new engine, the Modern Warfare 2019 engine, the feel of it, the animation and whatnot. I, for one, do not. And here's the thing, right? It doesn't feel like COD to me. It feels like, you know, those free-to-play FPS games, like the engine and whatnot, the animations. You know, like when I think of COD, I think of like being able to cancel the reload, being able to cut the animations. You know, like halfway through animation, you can like cut by reloading or YYing or stuff like this. You know, in 2019, how if you reload, you throw something, you do YY, you can't just cut the YY, for example. It has to do full animation. That's perfectly fine with no cutoff. It's all perfect. That doesn't feel like cut to me. And that's just one aspect of it. That's just like the visual feel of it. But let's get into MW2 itself, right? Because it's not the exact same game as 2019, but it also kind of is. So I have the patch notes open here of the Infinity Ward's beta weekend 1 feedback they received and whatnot. Alright, so first one, minimap.rules. Yeah, you know that thing where we all complained for like the whole year in 2019 to 2020 about the minimap, the red dots? Yeah, they're back at it again with this shit. So basically, in Vanguard and Cold War, they're like, yeah, we get you people, we get you. The minimap, the red dot is back, and Ninja as well. Finally, Dead Silence, you got it. And if it was like, you kids are too spoiled. Back in my days, we didn't have Dead Silence, but we did. We did. I don't fucking get why they're doing this, but you need to read this shit. You need to. Currently, in the Modern Warfare 2, I need to have an accent or something. Currently, in the MW2 beta, we only show enemy player dot when UAV is active. Pre-order now for access to open beta. The design reason for this is we do not want to punish players firing their weapons. We also want players to actively search out the origin of a gunshot versus just traveling directly to where the dot on the minimap is. Are you fucking kidding me? Infinity Ward. What? We all know you're doing this for the fucking noobs, to protect the noobs, right? Because the noobs won't know to put a silencer on the gun or whatever the fuck. But you're doing the opposite right there. Okay, so who looks on the minimap and uses the red dot as like, oh, I'm gonna chase that red dot? Noobs. Yeah, you removed what noobs used to actually play the game. And now what people are. Hardcore players, good players, do not use the minimap as like chasing red dots. Good players use the red dots and their teammates' positioning on the map to know where people are. We do not chase red dots. We only use them as information. But it's something that's been in COD for years. We used to it for years. It's still a vital part of the information we get as hardcore players. For everyone, noobs and hardcore players. And removing it is removing a crucial part of making the game fast-paced. When you can see where the enemies are with a red dot, it allows you to move more often, more freely. When you don't have them, it forces noobs to camp more and hardcore players to rush a bit less. So why would you remove this? But the part that is mind-blowing to me, they want us to seek out the origin of the gunshot. Search out the origin of a gunshot. Are you out of your fucking mind? I have a question for you. You're doing this for noobs, right? What do you fucking think noobs use? They use TVs. They don't have headsets. Noobs will not be able to seek out the origin of a gunshot. They won't. So, by removing the minimaps and you wanting the people to look out the origin of red shot or the gunshot or whatever the fuck, you're basically removing the only information that noobs have to be able to like play the game and not be scared of camping all the time because they're so scared. And you're also wanting players to use the fucking special audio on their headsets, which only hardcore players use, by the way, and noobs don't really use them. And even when they have them, they don't know how to really use special audio because they're noobs, they're casual players. So you're basically saying fuck noobs, but you're doing this to protect noobs. We all know that's why you're doing this. You've said it multiple times, but you're punishing them because hardcore players will do this. We've been doing this. We've been seeking out gunshot shots since COD 4. That's nothing new. We've been doing this. Noobs don't have fucking headphones. They use a TV, so they can do that, and they use the red dots to rush towards to actually move around the map and know what to do. But we don't use that as the hardcore players, so we. I don't fucking get it, dude. All right, let's carry on. All right, let's carry on. Yeah, I don't talk about the metal flash shit here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just like 2019 in Cold War. It was like when you're aiming down sight and you're shooting, you can't see it anymore because the metal flash is way too fucking high. Also, visibility issues, which had been happening since like 2019 actually. Yeah, again 2019. Before 2019, visibility wasn't an issue, but it's been since 2019. I wonder why. The UI, it's also, I don't know if you played the beta, you know the UI is rough. It's so bad. Imagine right now on the camera, right? Imagine you're playing the game. Normally here you would have TDM, creator class, you know what, like, operators or whatever the fuck, you know, like barracks, right? Or the new ones, it's at the top here. It's here at the top. R1N1. It's easy to navigate, but in a new card, it's this shit. It's a square, another square, another square, another square. You see the issue? Not enough space. Because there's not enough space, you need to have submenus, which also are squares, by the way, that take up space in those fucking square menus. So you basically, it's a mess to navigate. It's absolutely horrendous to navigate. And the perks, because you know what the fuck they're doing? They also change perks. Basically, how it is in beta is you get 2 perks, you choose 2 perks, and then you have a bonus perk which activates around like average, it's like around 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes in the game, and then an ultimate perk around like 4 to 5 minutes in the game, like halfway through or like less than halfway through now. This is genuinely the biggest, most contradictive thing they've put in the game. Why is it contradictive, you say? Because they, you know what they say? They said, we want to allow people to use any playstyle they want. They are referring to camping here, obviously. Not anything else but camping. Because you know what this does? Having to wait for like almost the whole game or like halfway through the game to have the perks we want. You're promoting camping. Because think about it, back in the older cards, if you wanted to have a playstyle that was like more stealthy, right? What would you do? You would use silencer, and you would use perks like dead silence, awareness, hardwired, and other like cold-blooded, for example. But here, you have to wait. So they basically destroyed the knifing playstyles. They destroyed the rushing silent playstyle, like the ninja playstyle. They're basically removing every playstyle but the camping one. Because if you don't have perks to dampen your sound, for example, like dead silence, or perks to get out the minimap, like Ghost, for example, like right off the bat, people are gonna camp. Because now we get to it, dead silence is not a perk. By the way, it was in Cold War and Vanguard because they fucking understood. But again, Infinity Ward is like, no, fuck you. If you can't, if every time you fucking take a step, you sound like a fucking horse, people are gonna camp. They are gonna camp. So they're empowering camping playstyles. They're not empowering anything else. I don't fucking get this shit. If people can't stay on the minimap because they have to wait to get Ghost, they're gonna camp. Obviously, they're gonna fucking camp. And that all ties into why I'm not buying this card. I haven't bought Vanguard because it was like just so bad. Even the devs gave up on it. And I'm not gonna beat by. I can't talk anymore. That's how flustered I am by this fucking blog post. I'm not buying MWII because once again, even if everything was nice, right? Even if the whole game was perfect, like a BO2 remaster perfect, there would be one big thing that would ruin the whole game. SBMM. And I know we've all fucking said for the past 3 years that we want to get rid of SBMM, but they don't fucking talk to us about it. They ignore us and whatnot. It's not going anywhere. We know that. But the reason why in Cold War 95% of my playtime is in zombies is because of SBMM. Because look, I mostly play solo in COD, right? I mostly play solo. But That's only until I get burnt out of it. In both 2019 and Cold War, I played solo until season 4. But after that, I was like, I'm done. Because it's so boring playing solo after that. You go for camos, you go for challenges, and you're like, I want to play with friends, but I can't. So I'm gonna stop playing. Because you cannot play with friends with SBMM. You can't. I've been playing with like one friend specifically for like years, and ever since 2019, we can't play together. We go back to World War II or Black Ops 2 or BO3, but we don't play the new cards because he's not as good as me, and I'm not great, right? I'm not great, but he's still like he's all right. He's like average in lobbies where I get like a 1.2 1.3 KD in those games because of SBMM. He's gonna get like a 0.8 KD, 0.7 KD, and even if I do, because I'm doing 1.3 KD, I'm not going negative. The game keeps giving me harder and harder lobbies until like I actually go to 1 KD or whatever the fuck. That's how it goes for me. That's my experience with SBMM actually. Until I go negative, the game just throws harder and harder and harder lobbies at me, and my friend stops playing with me. He stops. That's how it goes for everyone. I've played with people that are way way better than me. After 2 games, I'm like, I'm not having fun. I'm getting fucking destroyed. I'm getting like 1 in 10. They know where I am every time. Like, it's not fun. I am not playing this. And I quit. And my friend quits. And everyone quits. And you have to play solo because of SBMM. Not only that, but like, we have to play on like 100 plus ping, 150 ping servers sometimes. Mostly 100, 110. And you know where we are? In Europe, in France. This is not an exclusive Ace situation because he's like in Canada, so he can get sometimes like less servers. There's not as many servers around him. But I'm in fucking France. There's Germany, French, Spain, London. There's so many countries around me that have servers less than 100 ping, and we get a lot more than a fucking 100 ping because of fucking SBMM. That's all I have to say about this whole thing because basically, the closing line is I'm done with Call of Duty, the new ones at least. I will always play the old ones. I've been collecting the old ones up until the last classic card, which is BO4. I'll show you real fast. Look. I'm collecting them. All of them. I have every single OG card, except I'm missing card 4. All this to say, I love Call of Duty, but not the new ones. They've been... All that to say, I love COD, but the new ones, the new engine, SBMM, the post-2019 era, it's just been a headache to me. We cannot play with friends anymore. The main reason to play COD, which is having fun with friends, is just gone for a lot of people, not just me. One of the only reasons to play as a solo player, which is prestiging, going for levels and unlocking challenges, unlocking, for example, 100%er, or all the camos, it's all gone. For the prestiging, it resets every season, so there's literally no reason to play, because the next season, back to 0, or 1, actually. The challenges, there's no 100%er anymore. There's season 100%er, like the season 100% completion thing when you do every challenge, but that's not the same thing as like the 100%er in Black Ops 3, in Black Ops 4, and like stuff like this. Remember Black Ops 2? Master of Humiliation, Master Killer, it's gone now. We don't have that anymore. We still have camos, obviously. That's still a thing you can unlock, mastery camos and diamond and whatnot, but you have to grind to level 50. Back then, you used to be able to just pick up any gun and start working on headshots. You could already start working on the camos. You had a reason to play. But now, you have to go for like through hours of gameplay just to unlock the challenges. You can't do them if you don't level up the weapon. And it's so fucking slow. So solo players have nothing anymore. Nothing. And group players also have nothing. The only group of players that enjoy the game, the only population of the game that enjoys the new ones, 2019 Cold War and Vanguard, and now, and BG2, obviously, are content creators because they have to. Even if they don't really enjoy the game, they kind of have to if they're cut channels. Noobs, because noobs are protected by everything. And group of friends who all are the same level. If everyone in the friend group is the same skill level or around the same skill level, they can all play together and it's gonna be fine. But if only one person is not in the same like skill level as them, it's fucked. So yeah, I'm done with Call of Duty basically, the new ones at least. I'll still stream and make highlights, most likely, of the older ones. But I'm done with Call of Duty, the new ones. But I guess that's all I have to say. Feel free to leave your own opinion in the comments. Tell me what you think of everything that's happening right now with the beta and what they're doing, and just even SBMM as a whole. Subscribe. I'm gonna upload more content. It's not gonna be COD related, most likely. It's mostly gonna be like highlights of other games and when I'm streaming and stuff like this. And also more mental health videos coming soon. That's all for me. As always, take care.